Hey, it's Dino from Digispin Crypto, and I made it. Now, I gotta tell you this story. I had the preset up, and I connected it, and it told me it was connected. I did a whole show already. And it said it was connected, but it never encoded, and I lost everything, and I had no idea. All you guys were out there and waiting for me to start. I thought the show was going along, so I have to laugh. It's just, it's funny. Crazy me, right? Yeah, exactly. So, obviously, it's going to be an entertaining night. Now, the one thing that you may have noticed is that my mic actually came on automatically in the background music. I got tired of missing the cue and punching my mic button because for all of last week, I missed the mic cue each time. So I did a little scripting and set it up so that it automatically comes on with the microphone and the background music as soon as the intro video is done. So I appreciate all of you guys hanging in there and waiting for the show to start. I'm a little embarrassed by it, feel a little goofy, but yeah, thanks, Mr. Bean. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I made a big mistake. I own it. So, but it's good to see all of you guys on the chat. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting any questions throughout the show. I thought maybe nobody was interested in my topic, so I have to laugh at myself the whole time. So we're going to go through a couple of quick and fun things today. We're going to talk about Coinbene. We're going to talk about Binance. We're going to talk about some of the ETN, or the Electroneum 242 videos. We're going to take a look at the ASIC mining and the ETN Academy. Well, one of the guys that I know, he's doing an auction, so we're going to talk about that. Now, I want to start off first with something real quick. Down in the links below, as soon as I get this archived out to the video center, I'm going to put a link below, and it'll be a Telegram link. You'll be able to click on that and get a private invite if you use Telegram to connect to the Digitspin Telegram. We're going to start one up. It'll be a little slow at first, but this way you can ask me questions directly throughout the day. I go on it at least once a day and be able to respond to you directly, and depending on how many folks we get on there, we'll see what happens. But a lot of you guys like to be able to chat and ask me questions throughout the day, so that'll be a nice new feature. Additionally, in the comments below or in the chat over here somewhere, feel free. I was thinking also, we're making all these extra coins with Electroneum on the experimental ASIC. Curious to see if you guys would like some of those coins. If you think that's something of interest and you want me to do a giveaway a couple of times a week, let me know down in the comments below or the chat. And if I get some interest in it, maybe we'll do a giveaway every couple of days with some of those coins that we get from the ASIC. So let me know if that's of interest to you. If not, then no big deal. But I thought it would be fun to give away some of the coins that we make. So what I'm going to do real quick is just say hello to everybody on the chat. Let's take a look here. So we got Bulk E. Good to see you. We got Jay. Dijon 8's out there. That's always good. Alright. Why you want to know me? And he wants to talk about a couple of things. Let's send that right over. So he wants to talk about the CoinX, Coinbene, Binance, all these good things. And yeah, let's chat about that today. Paul, nice to see you out there. Thanks for saying hello and good evening. I appreciate that. It's always good to hear from everybody out there. And there's Mr. Paul right up on the screen right there. So that's good. Okay. Now keep in mind, put your comments in there. I'll check it between each segment and try to respond back to any questions that you may have directly for me. All right, so look at that. I got my straw on the way here. It's my cup, my Polar Pop. I get my Polar Pop almost every day. See if I can get that out of the way. There we go. I'm gonna have a little blue line in the middle of everything. Let's bring up. So, first thing first, Electroneum, a whopping 16.87%. Yes, this is good news. This is good news. And you know why it's really good news? It's really good news because if we take a look at Bitcoin, it's only up 3%. A lot of these coins are taking a beating. All right, so that means Electroneum gained over Bitcoin. That's a plateau up. Those are the things that we're looking for so that we can increase the value of Electroneum. So this way, as Bitcoin goes up and down, it takes it with it, but it's now at a higher plateau. And those are the types of things we want to see. So this is a good thing. And hopefully we'll see some more excitement with the Electroneum, because there's no doubt in my mind, Coinbene being the first one, I have a gut feeling there's going to be a couple more. No doubt, especially what You Want to Know Me is saying. So this is good news. It's all good stuff. And geez, I mean, you can't like this this climb here. This is pretty spectacular. I'm sure the Coinbene. Now everybody keeps telling me it's Coinbene, so I'm gonna have to give up. I keep calling it Coinbene or Coinbene. I know what I'm beat, so I'm gonna call it Coinbene from now on, and we'll see how that turns out. Much thanks to me. What am I gonna do? All right, so let's take a look at first. I went to the Twitter on Coinbene. I'm sure most of you know. Hey, it's supposed to come out tomorrow. That's pretty exciting. On the 24th to allow for active trading. They got a nice announcement on their Twitter, and you can't ask for more than that. If we go over to Coinbene, I took a look in there, wanted to see maybe if I could get a sneak peek, but Electroneum doesn't come up, so it's probably not going to come up until tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll keep following it. If I get any news and information, I'll include it as we go along. But this is all good stuff, and you guys should be thrilled and excited. I know Mr. Bean definitely is. Yeah, he's thrilled and excited. Last time I saw him, he was dancing. All right. Let's take a look at Binance. So the community coin, the deadline was for today for the application. I've been told that it's in place and ready to go. So now it's just a matter if we get on that short list. And from what I understand, they don't publish the short list, or at least I found nothing relating to it of who is going to be on it. So we're going to probably have to wait till the 25th. And when voting is opened, the list will be there, and hopefully Electroneum's name will be included. At least that's what we're looking for and hoping to see. And then at that point, we'll be able to make that purchase for our vote, the 0.1 BNB. So keep that in mind. Obviously, if you have extra Binance coins, you'll get that multiplier. So hopefully you already have that Binance account set up and you're ready to fly. And this way we can kick the snot out of every other coin that's on that list, and take this one step further and beat them fairly, squarely, and truthfully. So we're looking forward to that. And I can't tell you how excited we are here. This is... Yes, it's good news. All right. So one thing that I did want to tell you guys about was Electroneum Academy. Now, Electroneum Academy, they have a Twitter. These are a couple guys that follow Electroneum and do a lot of good stuff for the community. They have this painting that was created and it's going to go to auction. You can click on it, the link that's in their Twitter, and it'll take you to the what's that? eBay. Stick with me, guys. eBay. So they're going to have it available on eBay for bid and for auction. Unfortunately, I had it up on the last show, and I don't have it here to show you the eBay connection here, or the eBay link. But trust me, it's on eBay, and you'll be able to go to it. And if you hit this, it's like a bit.ly. Here it is. Here, this bit.ly. It keeps taking me to that. It's out there, but it's on eBay, and I'll put the link in the comments below. Take a look at the painting, see if it's something that you think will have a value, or something you'd like to bid on. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's going to charity, so don't quote me on that. Let's see if they have it in here. First online course, stunning original oil painting. For details, see this. Let's take a look there real quick. This is the online course. That's their online course. They do some courses. But keep an eye on their Twitter. You'll see it. Like I said, I'll put the link down below for the eBay to get to it and to be able to bid on it if you decide you'd like to do that. I had the link prior in the last video, and I obviously lost it throughout all of the excitement. So what can I do? But ETN Academy, check it out. Take a look at the painting. All right. So we took a look at the Coinbene. Let's take a look at the Binance. For Binance, keep in mind the applications were due today, and we had talked about that this was going to be voting time, which would be the 25th, and the closing date will be the 30th. So you'll have 5 days to vote to get us on to Binance. We'll take a quick look at the chat here, see if there's any new questions. All right, there's Rick. How you doing, Rick? Glad to see you made it. I know you always try to chime in each day. Okay, so you want to know me? He's asking, is it a possibility if we get on all three exchanges that it might make Coinbase think about adding us since they're searching for new coins? Well, getting on those three main exchanges will be a major plus just on its own. With that, you'll have touch and reach to probably 90% of everybody that's out there will either be on one of those types of exchanges. So I think that would be awesome. Obviously, Coinbase is a very unique position in the environment because it's a gateway, and that gateway, when you have a lot of new users, they see these few coins. A lot of times they don't even know the other coins exist until they start researching it. They think that's, basically that's it, what's there. Do I think that it would be an immediate flag for Coinbase to put Electroneum on there? Probably not. But I think as we start to make strides and are showing the value that Electroneum has and demonstrates it, who knows what could happen in the future. I think there's probably a decent amount of coins that already exist in the top 20 that people are going to want to see on Coinbase before Electroneum, and they would probably be a riot if those coins end up on there first. So yeah, it's possible. Not in the immediate future do I see that happening. So it's a good question. If you have any other questions, obviously get them on the chat so I can answer those for you. So Jay is saying it's already the 24th in Asia, because if I'm like where I'm at, I think it's about, I'm on the Eastern Standard Time, so Eastern Europe is about 7 hours ahead of me. So yeah, it's probably in that 11, 12-hour range, almost directly on the opposite side of the globe. So, that's a good point, and it'll be a few hours. So I'm a few hours too early, and it'll probably happen for tomorrow's news when everybody starts getting online here in the States. And we'll start to see that. But hopefully, you may be one of the first people there, Jay. Since you'll be up and running around, you'll probably get to check it out and be one of the first people. Hopefully my comments will be available in the next hour after the show's over, and you can drop a comment in there and let me know how it turned out if I end up going to sleep at some point. Okay, let's take a look at Paul here. How you doing, Paul? Paul's saying Binance coin is down a bit, so it's a great time. Yeah, a lot of the coins did go down in value over the last few weeks. So, yeah, this is definitely a good time. I know that they're, I think it was like $12 or something last time I checked. I could be wrong. Write it in the chat there what the current price is if any of you guys have that. And we could probably go right here into, let's see what it says. This way I don't have to make you guys do everything. Let's see what it comes up with. All right. So, yeah, I was right. $12. Hey, about that. I guess I do know what I'm talking about once in a while. So, yeah, it's not that bad. And it's going to be $12. You don't need a whole coin. You only need 0.1. You might get a half a coin, maybe $6 worth. And have it available to make your vote. So yeah, it's only $12. It's a good price, and actually it's a pretty decent investment at the same time. It seems to be on a relatively consistent upward trend. And if you take a look at it, it's been pretty slick. Obviously, everybody took a beating right about here, but in general, it's been on an upward climb. So, let's see what else we got. Yep, Paul's also saying if you buy extras, if you have $12, $15, whatever, you get a couple of coins, it'll increase your voting power. It's a multiplier. So if you have an extra 10 Binance coins or 10.5 coins, your one vote now becomes 10. So definitely a good thing to have if you have extras of them. Okay. So we were waiting on HitBTC. This is Jay here. Jay is saying we were waiting on HitBTC and Coinbene. So yeah, we talked about the Coinbene. HitBTC, I know they've made a commitment. I know that they were waiting because they're a relatively large group, just like Coinbene is. I keep calling it Coinbene. I give up Coinbene. It's relatively large, like Coinbene, and there's probably a good chance they were wanting to make sure that the Electroneum network is stable and reliable, because before you put on a coin into an exchange, you don't want to have to be constantly maintaining it. You should be able to put it on and let it run, unless there's some kind of a emergency fork or some kind of emergency failure. You want these things to be running. You don't want to have to be applying resources to it constantly. So there's a good chance that the reason why HitBTC was holding off was to make sure things were stable. And so I think that we might see some action, or it might get back on to their schedule going into the future. So hopefully that is true. I know that they have the intention to put it on. They've announced that they're going to put it on. It's just a matter of when it works its way through the schedule. I know that, should I say, I have a gut feeling that there may be other exchanges that we're going to end up on this week. This is going to be probably a pretty exciting week all the way through. We may see multiple exchanges. We're going to see some good announcements. We're going to see a lot of excitement over these next 14 days, I'm expecting a lot of good stuff for Electroneum. Keep it under your hat, and keep it in mind that it's going to be a great 2 weeks coming up. So let's take a look here. Let's see here. He's asking a question. You want to know me? Is Electroneum looking for investors in mass produce the prototype for the payment system? Don't have an answer to that question. And when you have institutional investors, let's start with this. I think when they were talking about institutional investors, those are folks that are going to be purchasing the Electroneum coin for a group or of folks or some other type of large-scale investment. Now, to do those types of things, you want to make sure that your books are good and everything is organized and regulated and everything is approved, and you have an approval stamp on you that says that you're audited and you're in good shape. By presenting that to institutional investors, you'll start to attract people that are going to be putting in a large amount of funds, whether it's an ETF. I had this crazy idea of Electroneum possibly trying to open up an ETF with the Amsterdam company that does these things out there. I'm looking through papers and scouring the internet, and I'm trying to find some good news. Gosh knows what could happen. But to gain institutional investors, you're talking folks with lots of cash that invest in the future of a coin. Now, obviously, you can have companies that are producing or partnering with Electroneum to produce the hardware required to do the transaction services. How that would, I haven't put much thought in how that would happen. Usually you hire, like they hired folks to create the API connectivity, and they build that for you. They'll host it, and then there's a service fee and all this other good stuff. Sometimes you can give a percentage of value or something to that effect. So not sure exactly how they're going to put that out, but we'll see. I know a lot of folks have been asking, hey, when are we going to get notice if we're approved for the payment technology if you're on the beta program. And my gut feeling is, they want to have this thing in September. We got to have 4 weeks to play with it. So my gut tells me by the end of this month we should know something. That's my personal gut feeling on this matter, that we should know who's on the list, who's been approved to try the beta test system, and we'll see if I'm right or not. But you got to have 4 weeks really to play with it, to be able to give feedback and to allow for any changes or bugs that are found. So I would think that would be a reasonable time. So I'm looking for by the 30th, some give or take a day, to see some results for those folks that applied for the beta testing system. So let's see if I'm right. If I am, you guys can congratulate me. All right, let's take a look, see if we had anything else here. All right. So real estate, and Michael and Retisima, it's good to see you guys. Let's just take a look at another quick segment here. We did the Coinbene, we did the Binance. Wanted to take a look at our ASIC miners for today. Our experimental ASIC Electroneum miner is pulling in 890 coins, apparently. That's what it tells me. I haven't checked against it yet, but I'm going to do that. But that's up a bit. And at the same time, $12, and that's because the price is up. So that's $12 worth of Electroneum a day. So that's pretty exciting. And if we take a look at this, you know, we're bringing in these coins. You know, I'd like to give away a few. So if you're interested in me doing an Electroneum giveaway maybe once or twice a week, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Put it in the chat so that I know that there's an interest for that. If not, I'll just keep the coins and hold on to them. No big deal. All right. So this is a good thing. I wish I had enough money to get myself a second one. Obviously I don't. And yes, I did get it out of my office and upstairs. It's actually in this. It's in the room right next to me right now. It's probably about 15 feet away, so you really can't hear it too bad. Luckily, it's not as loud as it could be, or as I have heard other ASICs. It seems to run the fan about 30% of its potential speed. So it's a reasonable sound level, so I'm happy with that. But I did get it upstairs here to the mining room with the other 3 rigs. So we just got a couple of rigs running. It's more of a hobbyist and experimental fun. All right, let's take a quick look back at the chat. All right, so let's take a look here. We got how do you get rich in crypto? Okay, so real estate. I'm glad to see you at the channel. The questions, obviously, I don't know what to say about. Michael's asking me here, did you get a chance to look at the Versus coin? No, I didn't. It's still on my list. I've had a couple of things where my job during the day is to take care of a manufacturing facility, and sometimes equipment goes down and I have to keep up with that. So I usually only get a chance during the evening to poke around and to do some research. But it is still on my list of things to take a look at, and I'm going to write it again on my hot list here with a double star, and I'll take a look at it as soon as I can. So bear with me. All right. Ratesma is saying you need to overclock your X3. Yes, I saw that on the X3 you get a administration screen where you can go through it, pick out. You know, I think it starts off around 400 on the clock count, and you can then increase that. There are some drop down values, and you can increase it. I believe I went up maybe 5% or so to test it. I'm gonna move it up a little bit more each day to see what it returns. Obviously, the more you overclock it, the more you're gonna heat it up, and of course your fan's gonna try to compensate to keep it cool. So it's gonna be a little noisier. But I bet you could probably get an extra 15 or probably as much as 20% out of it when you overclock it. Ratesma, you may have more information on that than I do because I haven't tried it yet. I've been just letting it do its thing at the moment. Okay, so Ratesma saying I should be getting 300 to 320 hashes. I am absolutely getting that currently. I mean, obviously it starts off at 240. No, let me rephrase that. At the Antminer control screen, I believe I'm pulling in, instead of the 240, I'm pulling in like 290. The mining pool is telling me I'm hitting 3.25, but obviously what the Antminer is doing is what the true value is. The pool can only do an assumption based on a basic mathematical formula, so it's not accurate, obviously. So yeah, I'll try that, and I'll see if I can pull another, because you know, according to you, I could pull another 40 kilohash out of it, which is pretty significant. It's another 10%. Good, and Ratesma's getting an X3, so that's awesome. Good for you. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. It's pretty easy to set up. I was probably, you know, I build a lot of rigs, mining rigs, and it's a lot of fun. But I have to tell you, the Antminer is really almost a plug and play. There's There's really nothing to do. You plug it in, put in your string address, and you're off to the races. So obviously you got to have an account to attach it to, so your coins go somewhere. But it's really pretty much plug and play. All right. So Paul's saying giveaways are always appreciated as funds are scarce. All right. So Paul votes. He's giving me a thumbs up to do an Electroneum giveaway. So we'll take a look at that. If we get a couple people that are interested, we'll do it. And we'll do it with a comment. And obviously, you'll put your Electroneum address in with your comment, and we'll go along with that. I'll let you know if you want to do it on this video after the fact. Feel free to do it, because maybe I'll just give it away on this video. Whoever puts their Electroneum address in the video may be the first winners. If you're the only one, you'll get it. You want to know me? He wants to know, is that ASIC cloud mining? No, it is not cloud mining. Yeah, I actually have the hardware here located on our infrastructure at our manufacturing facility. So, you know, we keep that here. We run it out, and it connects as a node, basically a mining node, to the blockchain. Does its stuff, or to the pool, should I say, which the pool's connected to the blockchain as the master, as the node, the main node, and it's mining directly. A cloud mining would be basically connecting to somebody else's centralized system, somebody else who has the hardware, and then either rents, leases, or sells you the ability to connect to his data center and access his hardware, and let his hardware work for you. All right, and there's many different ways you can have cloud mining. You can, you know, buy hashing power. You can rent a piece of the machine. You can get into contracts. There's a lot of different ways to do that. But having your own X3 is not considered cloud mining. All right, so one other thing I want to take care of here is all right, the ETN 242 videos. Obviously, there was a lot of good ones out. I'm gonna go through a couple of them. Do yourself a favor, you know, go to YouTube, put in the hashtag, the ETN 242, and once that happens, do a sort by, because normally it comes up by relevance, and you don't know what you're going to get. It's going to be different for every person. But if you change the sort to upload date, you'll get the newest videos that have that hashtag in it. And there's a lot of good stuff out here. You know, you're going to want to take a look at them. You know, give these guys a thumbs up who've put in some time and energy into them. Some of them are really awesome. A lot of them are heartfelt. And all of them deserve a little bit of energy to take a look at them. This guy here from Henosis, he did a really great job and put together a nice video that you know, explains his background and thoughts regarding Electroneum.
There are 2 billion people in this world that don't have access to banks. This keeps them in a constant state of poverty because they have no access to savings or credit. They are extremely limited for what they can do, but when Electroneum succeeds, this could change. I would like to explain to you why I believe Electroneum will succeed and help save many.
So take a look. I'm not going to run through all these videos. You know, I gave them a nice thumbs up. I thought it was well done. You know, see if you think it's the same to you. You know, if you enjoyed it as much as I did, take a look through it. And there's a lot of really good ones on here. You'll see them as they go along. Some of them are funny and entertaining. There's just a whole myriad of them. Now, the one thing that I did want to say is that, you know, I saw a couple of folks and they said, oh, you know, I'll never be able to beat the YouTubers. They get so many people. Keep in mind, there's 3 tiers. Let's do it this way. 3 tiers of winning regarding the Electroneum contest. And the first one is, yes, interactions that happen throughout the internet space, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. They're going to take a look at all of that, and the one that interacted most with the most people, obviously, you're going to have capabilities. My little show is clearly not going to be in the top of that. There's no way for me to win that either in those interactions. But the good news is that there's 2 more categories. The second category is a complete random. Now you can go up to your Twitter account and just put your heartfelt feelings regarding Electroneum and how you think it's going to win. Right, Mr. Bean? Yeah, see? Mr. Bean knows. And you could randomly win. It doesn't matter how many people looked at it, or how long it is, or if you did special effects from Star Wars in it, or anything else. It's a randomly picked winner. And quite frankly, you know, there's a decent amount of responses, but there's a really good chance. I believe it's 10 people. I think it's like 10 people that are going to win, or maybe it's 5. But there's going to be a decent amount of folks that are going to win this randomly picked, and it's a decent amount of Electroneum. And all you have to do is participate to be able to win. So, you know, it's a no-brainer. And each and every one of you should be putting something out there, because you have a chance, as everybody else, to win on number 2. And number 3 are for the creative folks that want to do something kind of neat, you know, have a little extra time on their hands. You know, put together something like you saw with that last video, or even something like this. These kids are adorable. Oh, sorry if that was too loud. Those kids are adorable, and quite frankly, I hope they win something. You know, it's not up to me, but I hope they win something. I think it's cute. I like kids and petting little dogs, and cats are fun too. But animals are always fun. But you know, hey, I gave them a little thumbs up. They've got 159 views. But you know, that's something creative, and if it strikes the fancy of the Electroneum team. Now remember, number 3 is going to be something that, you know, strikes the Electroneum team. They think it's kind of clever. They think it's kind of neat. They think it's heartfelt. It just may be something that they like. And they're going to pick 5 folks for that. And there's another way to win. So everybody can win. All right? Don't put it off. You got a few more days to be able to do it. If we're lucky, maybe Electroneum will extend the contest and allow for more people to be able to put in their submissions. Hopefully we'll get a couple of extra days if we're lucky. And so I'm hoping that that will be the case. But either way, try to get it in as soon as you can. You do have a chance to win. And it's a decent amount of coins. So, you know, definitely take the time. Take the time. All right. So go through it. Take a look. You know, there's some stuff. Obviously, we put in our crazy entry. We just did a parody, and I used like a little French voice, you know, and so I kind of replicated Electroneum as being some kind of a special element. So that was kind of fun. This one, you know, this one kind of cracked me up.
Gold. There's gold in them dar hills.
Like, just open up your smartphone and mine Electroneum. You can even make purchases with ETN.
Dagnabbit. There's gold in them dar pocket.
That one made me laugh. I gave it a thumbs up. You know, if you think it's funny, get in there and give them a thumbs up. Let them know you appreciate what they did. And there's just, you know, just tons more to go through. If I didn't pick yours, please don't think it's not that I didn't like it. I just couldn't get to everything. I love them all. There's some really good stuff here, and definitely take the time. This one's also very neat with Ross. I saw this the other day when he first made it. The guy chooses his wallet to be the smartphone with his Electroneum on it instead of his cash in his pocket. So, you know, and there's more to the video. You know, go out and take a look at it, see what you think. Cheer on everybody making these things. It's a lot of fun. Let's take a quick look back at the chat here. All right. All right. So Paul's taking my advice, and he says it's worth a shot. So he's gonna put in a comment with his ETN address. So that's great. And if I end up doing a giveaway, I'll probably pick this video right here. So if you think that it's gonna happen, and I'm getting responses that people are interested, I probably will do it. And I'll probably look at this video here today to see who put their Electroneum address in the comments to be able to give away a few Electroneum. So you know, we're making all these extras on the ASIC. Figured might as well give you guys some of them. Even a little bit helps everybody. So go ahead and put it in there. Put your Electroneum address in there if you want to get them. Because there's a good chance, since we're getting some feedback, we're going to probably do it. You heard it here first. All right. So let's see here. Let's see what Ratesma's saying here. So she's talking to Ratesma's talking to Michael. You can use the 120 volt outlet if you have a Bitmain power supply. Yeah, when you buy the X3, you've got to get the power supply with it. Now, I picked up the Bitmain. I have a video on the unpacking. If you go through the main page on DigitSpin, you'll see that we received our ASIC video, and we unpack it, and I kind of show you the power supply in there. Their power supply has enough to generate the amount of plugs that are required. There's 9 6-pin connectors to drive all of the boards, 3 per board, ASIC board that's included inside the device. So yeah, you definitely need that. And believe it or not, I think it only pulls, I'm running it on 110, and when I put the meter on it, I think it was only pulling like 550 or 600 watts. It was not a whole lot. I expected it to be significantly more. But Electroneum on a whole is a pretty energy efficient algorithm to run on your hardware. Let's take a look here. Gopal. You got Gopal here, Rajay. Nice to have you on the channel, and we're glad that you enjoy the information. We try to do a show every day and bring you something new, fun, and exciting. You will see the older videos from last week. We just started our live show last week, so we only got a few under our belt, and we're getting better at it each and every day. It's a lot of fun, and we're enjoying every bit about it. Okay. Oh, so we got our friend here, Hanosis. He said thanks for the like and the sub. It means a lot. Yeah, and we just played your video before, so I guess you missed it, but we played it on the show here. And, yeah, I think you did a great job, and definitely something that each and every one of you want to take a look at and enjoy. And if you feel that it's worth a thumbs up, give them a thumbs up. Okay. So, Gopal is saying, hey, don't forget to make sure you vote in Binance. We talked about this earlier in the show. It's absolutely a must on your part. You know, everybody's looking for their coins to get back out of that 1 cent range and go back to where it was nicely before, that 6 to 10 cent range. Obviously, getting the coin on Binance, and you know it's on Coinbene now. Tomorrow, you know, all these types of things add up. Make it accessible to hundreds of thousands of more people, and gives us the opportunity to see the coin be understood for the value that it is. Electroneum, it's taken a beating by a lot of people that repeat nonsense that they don't even look into the coin. You hear every excuse on the planet to call it a name. But if you actually looked at what's going on with this coin, and I feel like I don't even have to tell you guys this because you folks understand the value of Electroneum. You obviously hold some. And there's a reason for it. You took the time to actually understand what's going on with the coin instead of just listening to what you hear and rumor and hearsay. And congratulations to you, because you know what? This is going to be one of those sneak up coins where everybody else is making fun of it, and the next thing they know, it's going to eat their lunch. Okay? It's going to eat their lunch. And all those folks that were making fun of it are going to wish that they put some money into it when it goes forward. So, my personal opinion, I think it's going to eat their lunch. All right. Let's see here. All right, Ratesma, you got to take off and grill your chicken. Hope it's tasty. And hopefully it's good and fresh chicken. Nothing better than fresh chicken. Oh. Grilled up, so that's awesome. All right, let's see here. We got S Smoke D01s. I don't even know how to say that. It's a nice clean way of saying it. But have you noticed that the Electroneum earnings slow down at night? Now I'm assuming that you're talking about with the ASIC mining and why it would slow down. I did a video. I was the first one to bring to YouTube a video explaining what was going on when they would do some stitching on the GPUs and bring the hash rate up 3 times of its value and then drop it. And they would do this in 12-hour segments so that the difficulty level would have a hard time catching up. They would score coins instead of 2 minutes. They were scoring coins maybe a minute or less, and then let everybody else to drag it back down. Additionally, because of that, it caused the average block time to significantly go up from 2 minutes to almost up to 10 minutes, and that was solved by going back to the ASICs. Now, with the ASICs, you have the same funny business going on. It's the same type of situation where they try to pop the ASIC algorithm every 12 hours to try to get that benefit and let it fall down. The good news is that with the ASICs, the value that they're worth, they can't do 3 times what the algorithm is doing. They can only bump it just a little bit, but it's enough to have a noticeable difference, that you might get an extra 10% during certain parts of the day and 10% less during other parts of the day. The key is to constantly leave your ASIC running, and it'll level off and you'll have everything straight. And the other good news is that it's not affecting block time. So everything's running good. There's going to be a little monkey business here and there, but the ASICs are protecting the environment, which is what's the most important part. And believe it or not, there's not that many. I mean, there was some batches made of these ASICs, but there's not a flood of them like you have with Bitcoin or some of these other algorithms, the SHA-256s and the Ether. There's just not as many of them out there yet. And we'll have to see. I know Bike will still have some available, but you can't buy from Bitmain and X3 right now. I would tend to think they would make another batch, and if they sell out of it, they may continue with it, and that'll get even more of them out there to the environment to stabilize it more. But of course, as that happens, then there's less coins for people like me and you. So that's where we go forward from there. So definitely take a look at these. These are a lot of fun. Don't forget to look at the painting at the ETN Academy and the videos. If you have any last questions, now's your time to get them in, because I'm going to take a look at these and we'll probably give it a close for the day. So let's go back to the questions real quick. So you want to know me's saying the crypto patents is filed. ETN or Electroneum, PayPal, XRP, MasterCard, and Visa. Which do you think is a strong patent that will last a long time? So these are all good questions. And here's the thing. When they file the patent, while it's in a patent pending stage, I've had a very difficult time trying to get a hold of the source of the invention. And until it actually is patented and processed, then you can actually pull the patent. Now, this has been the case for Electroneum. I have not tried the U.S. Patent Office for some of the other ones that you're talking about. Now, Electroneum is the only one that's actually doing the patent related directly to their product or their project, the crypto coin of Electroneum. It allows Electroneum to actually be the processor, and it's a hybrid model. So you have a decentralized chain running. You'll have your wallet in a centralized database at Electroneum. This way they can ring off the amount of money that you spent, give a guarantee authorization code, and keep that there, and then put it into the blockchain for processing. The key is that the vendor gets an instant verification code of authorization, meaning that Electroneum is guaranteeing that the consumer had the Electroneum. It's in their wallet. We've ringed it off, and we are going to send it to you. But with that authorization code, I can let that customer walk out the door with, their soda, their drink, their meal in a split second. So it's a hybrid, centralized and decentralized system working together to give it a true instant payment. And once they get this up and running, you'll also then be able to use the wallet system to be able to put other coins into it. Now, it's going to be down the road. Probably next year, my best guess, you'll be able to actually put in other cryptocurrencies also, so you can pay for things instantly with Bitcoin to any other vendor. So that's using the Electroneum API. So that's a big plus. Now, the MasterCard version. Now, what MasterCard's doing, from my research, is you have a credit card, you have $1,000 available to you as credit on your card. You go and pay for your Van Halen poster for $50. You stick your poster on the wall. You're having a lot of fun with it. What happens is you're going to get a bill from MasterCard. And MasterCard's going to say, you owe us $50 plus tax for that Van Halen poster that you purchased. Now, when you go to pay normally you go to pay, and you would then say, all right, I'm going to pay with my bank account, $50 plus tax. What they're doing is that they're going to allow you to have a second option. Instead of paying for it with USD, that you can select crypto payment. And so you can then pick the coins that they will accept, probably Bitcoin or some of those others. And you can make a payment with that cryptocurrency to pay the bill, and it'll convert. Basically, they'll take those funds, or you'll transfer to an address, whatever the process is, and then they'll convert that to dollars and then apply those that fiat money to your balance. So you're still using the credit card system as it is. You're just paying the bill differently, right, Mr. Bean? Right. See, Mr. Bean knows. So you're not actually buying anything with crypto. You're paying the bill with crypto. So there's a difference. You know, they don't want to get involved with all these little companies that are going to process the crypto for you. It's like, why should we get involved with them? We'll do it ourselves. They filed the patent. So that's my understanding of that. The XRP version, I have not researched the XRP's patent. They got their hands into all sorts of stuff. I've seen nothing viable yet out of XRP. I know IBM's using it to transfer data and transfer funding, and a lot of folks are using it. And Western Union tried it, and they found out it's actually not as cheap as they thought it would be. And so there's still a lot of experimental with XRP as a token. I know the Lightning Network, they're talking about it, you know, increasing the amount of folks that are attempting to use it, and most of them are probably business to business. I'm not sure that it's going to be, it's not the solution that Electroneum has, where you don't have to know anything about technology or setting up channels or opening up this account. You open your phone, I scan this, and I say, I want to pay you for this bottle of water, and it pays for it. All right, Electroneum, you know, all these patents, it's like a car. You know, I want to go from home to work, and everybody goes out there and they come up with a patent for a product to get me from home to work. All right. And XRP comes up and says, yeah, we can get you a hot air balloon, and you get in the basket, and we're going to take you from home to work. And MasterCard saying, yeah, we're going to build you a horse and buggy, and the horse will pick you up at your job and take you home. And Electroneum is coming up, and they're pulling up with a Porsche, and they're saying, hop in this car and we'll get you home in a few seconds. We'll drive you right home. And so they all have the same output, the same capabilities. They're all going to get me home. So Electroneum is going to do it faster, better, and more efficiently. And that's the reason why, you know, I believe in this coin. I believe in the project. It's efficient. It's clean. And it has amazing potential. And as we start to go forward, there's going to be a lot of people left out and feeling bad that they made fun of this coin. All right. Sorry. Let's take a look here. What we got. Yeah, you guys all think it's going to be huge. I think it has potential for that. There's no doubt. Is it going to be huge? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, out of all the coins that I've seen and the instant bit capabilities, Electroneum's on the top of my list for the potential to make all this happen. So, you know, I believe in the team that's working there. These guys, I could tell you for a fact, these guys are working nonstop at all hours of the night to make sure that these things are being rolled out, and information. Electroneum cares. They want to make sure everybody's as happy as possible, and that they're seeing good results, and they're spending a lot of time to make sure these types of things are rolled out properly. And there's no doubt in my mind they have some extra cards up their sleeve. I mean, my gut feeling tells me this constantly on a day-to-day basis when I see all these good things come out for it. So keep that in the back of your head. So how you doing, Chris? Good to see you. Chris Knight, Electroneum for the win. Yeah, I think you're right. So I think we spent a lot of time tonight. Hopefully you guys get in the last of your questions. If I missed anybody's questions, sorry, didn't do it on purpose. You know, I kind of scroll through these things and pick out one that strikes my fancy. So we'll have some more good information for tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a fun show. we'll get back to some of the websites, to the YouTube sites to watch, and all the other good fun stuff. And hopefully there'll be more good information. So for tonight, I want to thank you. See you again, and talk to you later.